In this video, we'll look at how do planes fly. Before we do that, let's understand vector forces. So if there are multiple forces that are acted on a body, then the total force that is acted on the body due to all these forces is their vector sum. Okay. For example, if there's a person to your left that is pushing you with force F1, and there's a person behind you pushing you with force F2, then the final force that is acted on your body is the vector sum of this, which is F1 plus F2, that is F total. Okay. Uh, Newton's second law says that the force will cause an object with a certain mass to change its velocity. Hence, there will also be an acceleration that is acted in this direction, and you will likely move in this direction because you are stationary. In our video, we'll assume that the objects don't deform. Now, let's understand the vector forces that are acted on the plane. There are four forces that are acted on the plane. They are weight, drag, thrust, and lift. Since the plane has certain mass, there is a gravitational pull acted in a downward direction. This is called weight. Since the plane is moving in the air, there is also a drag force that is acted on it. You might have experienced this force while driving a motorcycle. Since the plane also has engines, there is a forward force that is acted on it called as thrust due to the engines. And finally, there is a special force called as lift. This is due to something called as Bernoulli's principle, and also due to the special design of the wings. Okay, we'll examine this force in detail later. Okay. Now let's understand how do planes climb, cruise, and descend. For plane to climb, the pilot increases the thrust. This causes the air above the wing to be at higher velocity, and due to something called Bernoulli's principle, this causes the force lift. Since while climbing, the thrust is greater than the drag and the lift is greater than the weight, the final direction of the total force that is acted on the plane is in this direction. This causes the plane to accelerate in this direction. Hence, the plane climbs. Okay. While cruising, the pilot ensures that the thrust and drag forces cancel each other. Okay, and since the plane already is stationary, has reached certain altitude, the lift and weight also cancel each other. Okay, hence there is no force that is acted on the plane, and since the plane is already moving in a forward constant velocity, it maintains that constant velocity. That is, it cruises. Okay. While descending, the pilot decreases the thrust, hence the thrust is less than the drag. This causes the lift to be less than the weight, and the plane descends. We are ignoring flaps that are also used. They are that are used during climb and descent. Now let's look at the special design of the wing that I talked earlier. Okay, as if you have climbed a plane, you might have noticed that the wings are designed in this shape, and this special shape of the wings causes the force called as lift. Okay. Before we understand lift, let's understand Bernoulli's principle. Bernoulli's principle is given using this equation. It essentially says that if in a certain region the air is moving at a higher velocity, then in that region you'll have low pressure. Okay, let's understand Bernoulli's principle with an example. Now let's say that uh, I have this paper and I will blow the air above the paper. Okay, so initially since the air above the paper and below the paper is exactly the same, the pressure is also the same. Okay, now since I'm blowing the air above the paper, a low pressure will be generated above the paper. Hence the paper should move ideally upward. Okay, look at it. Notice that I'm blowing the air only above the paper. Okay. Now let's look at what happens while flying the plane. Okay, since due to the thrust, the air above the wings is at a higher velocity. This is also given using this animation. And since the air above the wings is at higher velocity, the pressure above the wing is also low. Okay, and just like in our demo earlier, there is a upward force, that is lift, that is acted on it. To understand lift precisely, you will also need to look into conservation of momentum, mass, and energy, but we'll skip that for now. The relationship between pressure and velocity is also given using something called as ideal gas equation. It says that the pressure and velocity is inversely proportional. That is, pressure is inversely proportional to velocity given a constant temperature. It also gives another important relationship. It says that pressure is directly proportional to temperature. Okay. So in our example, since there is a higher velocity above the wings, hence there is a low pressure above the wing, and this causes the upward force lift. But since the velocity is also higher here, the temperature above the wings is also lower. This sometimes causes condensation that you might have noticed if you have sat in the window seat. That is, due to the lower pressure, the water vapor above the wing condenses. Thank you.